Captain Elias Arden had traveled across countless stars, visiting planets few humans had ever seen. Yet nothing could have prepared him for the small, glowing station orbiting a green and blue world far from known space. The station seemed almost alive, humming softly as though it breathed. Its walls shimmered with colors that shifted like water in sunlight, and strange, graceful patterns moved along the corridors as if the station itself were watching. Elias stepped cautiously from his ship, feeling the gentle hum of alien energy under his boots. His uniform felt stiff and ordinary compared to the soft, flowing architecture around him. He had expected aliens to be intimidating, even dangerous. What he did not expect was to feel calm, almost welcomed, as he walked deeper into the station. A soft voice broke the quiet. "You are here." Elias spun toward the sound. A young girl stood a few meters away. She was small, perhaps no older than 10, with bright eyes that glowed like liquid gold. Her skin had a faint silver shimmer, and her hair moved as if it floated underwater. There was something deeply wise in her gaze, something far beyond her years. I am Captain Elias Arden," he said carefully, unsure if she understood his words. "I'm here to explore your station." The girl tilted her head, a small smile forming on her lips. "I know why you came. You are not like the others. You will listen. You will understand." Elias raised an eyebrow. "The others? They came before you. They did not understand. They only saw what they could touch, not what they could feel," she said, her voice soft and melodic. "I am Lyra. Come with me." Elias hesitated but followed her through winding corridors that glimmered with soft lights. As they walked, he noticed the walls were not solid. They seemed to flow, forming shapes that resembled clouds, rivers, and forests, but all made of pure energy. The air smelled faintly sweet and clean, and he felt lighter with every step. Finally, they reached a chamber that seemed to float above the station's main floor. In the center lay a woman inside a glowing cocoon of energy. Her hair drifted around her face, and her chest rose and fell slowly. She looked human, but Elias knew immediately she was not awake. "This is my mother," Lyra said, stepping closer. "She cannot see you, but she can feel your heart." Elias blinked. "Feel my heart?" Lyra nodded. "She is trapped in a place where sight does not matter, but emotions, thoughts, and courage. She can sense all of these. If your heart is true, she will know." Elias took a deep breath. He had faced dangerous planets, strange alien beasts, and even rogue humans in the past. But nothing in his experience prepared him for this. The idea of communicating through emotions alone seemed impossible, yet something in Lyra's eyes told him she spoke the truth. I will try," he said, stepping closer. Lyra smiled brightly. "Good. But first you must understand. Her heart is fragile. The accident trapped her between this world and another. She remembers the past, but the present is confusing. You cannot rush her. You must show her the strength and warmth of your heart." Elias nodded, feeling a strange warmth in his chest. "How do I start?" Lyra led him to a small platform near her mother. "Stand here. Close your eyes. Feel everything around you, the light, the air, the station. Then, let your heart speak." Elias closed his eyes and tried. At first, all he felt was fear and doubt. Could he really reach someone who could not see him? Could he prove himself worthy to an alien mind? Slowly, he focused on memories that mattered most to him. His family on Earth, his first flight into space, moments of kindness and courage he had shown to others. He imagined each memory as a light within him, radiating outward. A gentle warmth spread through his chest, and for the first time, he felt the presence of another heart nearby. Soft, hesitant, and curious. The glowing cocoon pulsed gently. Lyra stepped closer. "She feels it. Do not stop. Let your heart guide you." Elias took a deep breath and let go of fear. He thought of every sacrifice he had made, every challenge he had overcome, and every life he had saved. He thought of Earth and the people who depended on him. He thought of kindness, courage, and hope. Slowly, he felt a response, tiny at first, like a whisper brushing against his own heartbeat. "She feels you," Lyra whispered. "She does not know your face. She does not know your name. But she knows your heart." Elias opened his eyes and looked at the woman again. She remained still, yet the energy around her seemed brighter, more alive. A gentle hum filled the chamber, as if the station itself were celebrating. Lyra took his hand and guided it toward the cocoon. "Place your hand here. She cannot see, but she can feel." Elias placed his palm on the smooth, glowing surface. Almost instantly, he felt a connection unlike anything he had experienced. It was as if the woman's memories, her hopes, her fears, and her love all flowed into him at once. He felt joy and sadness, courage and hesitation all intertwined. "Do not be afraid," Lyra said softly. "She is listening. She is learning who you are." Elias focused. He shared stories of Earth, of the people he loved, of the stars he had seen. He offered not only his strength but also his vulnerability. Slowly, the cocoon's glow intensified, wrapping both him and the woman in a warm, shimmering light. Minutes passed, or maybe hours. Time felt strange in this chamber. Then, suddenly, a gentle hum became a clear vibration, like a heartbeat that matched his own. The woman stirred slightly and a soft sigh escaped her lips. Elias felt a rush of relief. "She is responding," Lyra said, her eyes shining. "Your heart reaches her. She is beginning to understand." Elias smiled, though he was exhausted. "So, she knows me?" Lyra shook her head gently. "Not yet fully. She knows your courage, your warmth, and your care. That is enough for now. The rest will come as you continue to share your heart with her." Elias looked at the woman and felt something he had not expected: hope. He had saved lives before, faced deadly situations, and explored the unknown. But this was different. Here, he could touch a life without speaking, without sight, only through the purity of his heart. It was terrifying and beautiful. Lyra stepped closer and whispered, "Tomorrow you will try again. Each time she will understand more. Soon, she will know that your heart is true. And when that happens, she will choose. She will feel the bond you share, even if her eyes cannot see." Elias nodded, a strange excitement bubbling inside him. He had faced unknown worlds and strange creatures, but never had he felt the thrill of touching a life in this way. Somehow, he knew that humanity had a place here, not through weapons or machines, but through courage, empathy, and the power of the human heart. As he left the chamber, he glanced back at Lyra. The girl smiled, her eyes glowing warmly. "Thank you, Elias. You are brave. You will help her see, even without eyes. And one day, she will know you are special." Elias took a deep breath and looked out at the stars through the station's transparent walls. The universe seemed larger than ever before, full of wonders, challenges, and lives that depended on courage and care. He felt ready, not just as a human explorer, but as someone who could bridge worlds through the heart. He did not know what tomorrow would bring. He did not know if Lyra's mother would fully awaken, but he knew one thing. He would try, and he would not fail, because in the vastness of space, the human heart could shine brighter than any star. And somewhere in the glow of the chamber, Lyra's mother felt it. She could not see him, but she could feel the strength, warmth, and bravery of his heart. And that was enough. The next day, Captain Elias Arden returned to the glowing chamber with a mixture of curiosity and nervousness. Lyra waited for him at the entrance, her luminous eyes sparkling with anticipation. The chamber seemed different in the morning light, though it was always bathed in a soft, warm glow. Today, Lyra explained, he would undergo the trial of heart, an ancient test that would determine whether he could truly reach her mother's heart. "The trial is not easy," Lyra said softly. "It will show your courage, your honesty, and the strength of your feelings. It will bring your fears to the surface, but you must face them. Only then can she feel your heart completely. Elias took a deep breath. He had faced dangers on alien planets, rogue space pirates, and even deadly storms in the void. But he sensed this trial would be unlike anything he had experienced. "I am ready," he said firmly. Though his heart beat fast, Lyra smiled. "Good. Close your eyes and step onto the platform." Elias obeyed. The moment his feet touched the platform, he felt a soft vibration beneath him. The glowing chamber expanded, or maybe it was his mind that expanded. Colors swirled around him, forming shapes and patterns he could barely comprehend. Then, suddenly, the colors solidified into images, his memories, fears, and deepest emotions. At first, Elias saw a dark version of himself. He was standing alone on a barren planet surrounded by fire and smoke, with no help in sight. The fear in his chest was almost real. He realized it was his own doubt taking shape, a warning that he might fail this trial, that he might never reach Lyra's mother. "You must face it," a soft voice echoed. Elias knew it was Lyra speaking, though she was not beside him. "Face your fear. Do not run. Your heart must be true." Elias closed his eyes and focused. He remembered all the times he had overcome fear, when he saved a crew trapped on a collapsing station, when he navigated a meteor storm to protect his team. He took courage from those memories and stepped forward in the vision, walking through the flames. Slowly, the dark images melted away, replaced by light. Then another trial appeared. This one was grief. He saw his parents long gone from Earth and felt the sorrow of never seeing them again. The pain was sharp, like a physical weight pressing against his chest. He wanted to turn away to escape the vision, but he remembered Lyra's words. Her mother could feel hearts even across worlds. Elias took a deep breath and let the grief wash over him. He accepted it, acknowledging the love and loss that had shaped him. As he did, he felt a small warm pulse from the chamber, a heartbeat that was not his own. "She feels it," Lyra whispered again, though he could not see her. "She knows you carry love and loss. That is human strength." The next challenge was doubt. In this vision, Elias saw himself trying to reach Lyra's mother, but failing. He saw her drifting further away, unreachable, her heart distant and cold. The vision whispered, "You are not enough. She will never feel your heart." Elias's chest tightened, but he refused to give in. He thought of all the kindness and courage humans had shown, even in impossible situations. He thought of Earth, of the people who depended on each other, and of the friends he had made across the stars. He remembered Lyra's eyes shining with trust and hope. "I will not fail," he said aloud. "I will show her my heart, even if she cannot see me. I will reach her." The vision shattered, replaced by a golden light that swirled around him. For a moment he felt weightless, as if he were floating among the stars. Then slowly, a gentle warmth spread through him, stronger, purer, and brighter than he had ever felt. It was not only his heart beating. He could feel the presence of another heart, calm and receptive, weaving itself with his. Elias opened his eyes. Though the chamber had not changed, the energy around him pulsed softly like a living heartbeat. He felt Lyra's mother reaching out, not with sight but with understanding. Her emotions brushed against his own, soft and hesitant at first, then steady and confident. "She is beginning to know you," Lyra said, stepping beside him. "Each time you face your fears, each time you show your heart, she learns more. She will feel your courage, your care, and your love. That is how the trial works." Elias nodded. "It feels strange but wonderful. I can sense her even without words," Lyra smiled. "It is the language of the heart. Humans have it in abundance. That is why you can succeed where others failed. Your emotions are strong, clear, and true." The chamber changed again, this time showing images of people from Elias's past, friends, family, and comrades. Each one carried a memory of hope, kindness, or courage. Elias felt their presence surround him, strengthening him, reminding him of the human spirit that had carried him across the stars. He realized then that the trial was not only about reaching Lyra's mother. It was about proving that human hearts were resilient, capable of love and bravery even in impossible situations. He thought of all the times humans had risen above fear and danger, of all the lives they had touched, and he felt pride swelling within him. Suddenly the chamber shimmered with a golden light. He felt a gentle pull, like a thread connecting his heart to hers. It was soft at first, barely noticeable, but it grew stronger as he focused. He allowed himself to trust the connection, to pour all of his courage, care, and hope into it. Then, a voice echoed in his mind. Not Lyra's, not his own, but something in between. It was gentle, calm, and full of recognition. "I feel you." Elias's heart raced. This was the first time he felt her awareness, not through sight but through emotion. He returned the feeling, sending warmth, courage, and care into the connection. It pulsed like a heartbeat, steady and strong. Lyra's eyes glowed brighter than ever. "You have passed the trial of heart," she said softly. "She knows you. She feels your courage and your care. Soon she will recognize that your heart is true." Elias stepped back from the platform, feeling a mixture of relief and awe. He had faced fear, grief, and doubt, and he had overcome them not with strength or weapons, but with honesty, empathy, and courage. He realized that humans were unique in this way. Their hearts were resilient, capable of love and bravery even in the most impossible situations. Lyra took his hand, her grip warm and reassuring. "Tomorrow you will try again." Each trial brings her closer. Each time you show your heart, she learns more. Soon she will understand fully. Elias nodded. "I will do whatever it takes. I want her to know I am here and that I care." As he left the chamber, he glanced back at the cocoon. The energy around it pulsed softly, steady and warm as if alive. For the first time, Elias felt hope, not just for Lyra's mother, but for the bond that could exist between humans and this gentle alien race. He realized something important. Courage alone was not enough. Compassion, patience, and honesty were equally vital. In this alien world, he could touch a life without sight, without speech, only through the heart. And that was more powerful than any weapon he had ever carried. Lyra's mother stirred slightly and a soft sigh escaped her lips. Elias felt it as a pulse, a gentle acknowledgement. She was beginning to awaken, not physically but emotionally. She could feel his heart, his courage, and his care, and that was enough for now. Elias walked back to his quarters, exhausted but exhilarated. The trial of heart had tested him in ways he could never have imagined. But he knew one thing: humans were special, not because of strength or technology, but because their hearts could shine across worlds, reaching those who could not see them. As he drifted to sleep, Elias thought of the stars outside the station's walls. Somewhere in the vast galaxy, lives depended not on weapons or machines, but on courage, care, and love. And he was ready to prove that humans could meet that challenge, no matter how impossible it seemed. And somewhere in the golden glow of the chamber, Lyra's mother felt it. She could not see him, but she could sense the bravery, warmth, and honesty of his heart, and that was enough to awaken the first spark of recognition. The glowing chamber felt different that morning. The soft hum of energy was brighter, warmer, and more inviting than ever. Captain Elias Arden walked in, his heart steady but full of anticipation. He had passed the trial of heart, proving his courage, empathy, and honesty. Now it was time for the ceremony beyond sight, a moment that would allow him and Lyra's mother to connect in a bond deeper than anything he had ever experienced. Lyra stood at the edge of the chamber, her golden eyes shining like stars. "Today is special," she said softly. "You will not see her and she will not see you. But your hearts will meet and the connection will be stronger than sight or words. The ceremony is ancient. It has united hearts across species for centuries." Elias nodded, feeling the weight and importance of the moment. "I understand. I will do my best." Lyra guided him to a small platform at the center of the chamber. The floor beneath him shimmered, responding to the warmth of his presence. Above, soft lights swirled in gentle spirals, painting the space with calm energy. At the center of it all was the glowing cocoon where Lyra's mother rested, her breathing calm but steady. "Stand still," Lyra instructed. "Close your eyes and let your heart speak."
"She will feel you."
"Trust the connection," Elias obeyed. He closed his eyes and focused on everything that mattered most to him: his courage, his love, and his desire to help her. He imagined each memory as a light radiating from his chest. The faces of people he had saved, the beauty of Earth, the joy of helping others, and the promise he had made to Lyra to reach her mother's heart. At first, all he felt was silence. Then gradually, a gentle pulse responded, a heartbeat that was not his own. It was soft, delicate, almost like a whisper brushing against his own pulse. Elias smiled. He had felt it before, but now it was clearer, stronger, and filled with recognition. "She feels you," Lyra whispered. Not with eyes, not with words, but with her heart. She knows you are here. Elias took a deep breath and let the connection flow. He shared the warmth in his chest, the kindness in his thoughts, and the bravery he had carried through the stars. He offered not only his courage but also his vulnerability, letting her feel the depth of his care. The chamber shimmered, responding to the strength of their bond. Golden threads of light began to weave around Elias, stretching outward and wrapping around the glowing cocoon. The threads moved like gentle rivers, weaving memories, hopes, and emotions together. Each pulse carried feelings of trust, courage, and love, blending into a tapestry that neither could see with eyes, but both could sense. Lyra's mother stirred slightly. For the first time, her fingers moved, brushing against the glowing threads that connected her to Elias. Though she could not see him, she felt his presence. She felt the honesty in his heart, the warmth in his thoughts, and the courage that had carried him across impossible distances to reach her. A tear, unseen but deeply felt, escaped her. Elias sensed it immediately, not with sight but with a resonance in their shared heart connection. The moment was fragile yet powerful. He knew that every fear, every doubt, every challenge he had faced had led to this connection. Humans had a gift, the ability to endure, to care, and to love in ways that transcended even the most advanced technology. Lyra's eyes sparkled. "Now you will share your memories. Let her feel your life, your experiences, your dreams. Let her know who you are." Elias nodded, closing his eyes tighter. He imagined Earth, the oceans, the forests, the mountains, and the cities alive with people. He shared the warmth of family and friendship, the joy of discovery, and the strength it had taken to survive in the vast universe. He let her feel every triumph and every challenge, every act of kindness and courage he had offered. The cocoon glowed brighter. The threads of light that connected them pulsed with every memory, every emotion, every heartbeat. Elias felt her response, a gentle, understanding presence brushing against his own heart. Though he could not see her, he knew she recognized him. Minutes or perhaps hours passed. Time seemed suspended in the chamber. Each heartbeat, each pulse of light wove a stronger connection. Elias could feel her courage, her curiosity, and the deep love she had for her daughter, and she could feel him, the human who had come across the stars to reach her heart without sight. Without words, only through the purity of his emotions. "She knows you," Lyra whispered, her voice full of awe. "She feels your heart, and now she will respond." Elias felt a gentle pulse moving toward him, a warmth that was separate from the threads of light. It carried recognition, trust, and acceptance. Her heart was opening, responding to his. It was not a sighted acknowledgement, but something far deeper, an emotional resonance that transcended distance, species, and understanding. He focused on that feeling, allowing it to grow, to strengthen, to weave with his own. He shared not only memories but also hopes for the future, the desire to help, to explore, to protect, and to care. Slowly, the chamber itself seemed to respond, the walls glowing with brighter, warmer light as though celebrating the bond forming in its center. Lyra stepped closer, her eyes shining. "Now you will speak through feelings. Tell her your heart. She cannot see your face, but she can feel your soul. Let her understand your courage, your care, and your loyalty." Elias closed his eyes once more and concentrated. He sent warmth and reassurance, hope and honesty, joy and trust, every emotion he could muster. He allowed himself to be completely open, vulnerable, and true. He let her know that he would not abandon her, that he would be patient, and that he respected and cherished her. The cocoon pulsed in response. Elias felt her emotions intertwining with his, hesitant at first, then gradually steady, confident, and warm. She was acknowledging him, recognizing him, and accepting the bond they were forming. "She sees you with her heart," Lyra whispered. "She knows you are brave, kind, and true. That is all that matters. This bond will last beyond sight, beyond time." Elias smiled softly. For the first time, he felt a profound sense of connection with another being, a union that went beyond words or touch. Humans had always relied on senses, sight, hearing, touch, to understand the world. But here, he realized, the human heart could reach where senses could not. It could connect, comfort, and communicate across the impossible. He could feel Lyra's mother responding more fully now, her thoughts and emotions intertwining with his own. She was beginning to know him, not as a stranger, not as a visitor, but as someone who had proven his courage, his care, and his love. It was a bond that transcended species beyond the limits of the physical world. The chamber glowed brighter than ever, Threads of golden light wrapped around both Elias and the cocoon, weaving their hearts together in a tapestry of courage, love, and trust. Elias realized that this connection was more than just emotion. It was understanding, empathy, and unity. Humanity had a place here, not because of strength or technology, but because of the power of the human heart. Lyra stepped back, a proud smile on her face. The ceremony beyond sight is complete. She knows you, feels you, and accepts you. Soon she will awaken fully and recognize the bond you share. Today you have proven that love, courage, and empathy can bridge worlds. Elias opened his eyes, taking a deep breath. He felt light as if a weight had lifted from his chest. The golden threads of light slowly faded, leaving a warm glow in their place. He looked at the cocoon one last time and felt a surge of hope and joy. She will awaken, he whispered to himself, and we will explore the stars together, united by heart. Lyra's mother stirred again, a soft sigh escaping her lips. This time it was stronger, more certain, filled with recognition. Though she could not see him, she knew who he was, and she felt the bond forming between them. Elias had reached her heart, and that was enough. As Elias stepped away from the platform, he felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The trial of heart had tested him, and the ceremony beyond sight had confirmed it. Humans could shine through courage, empathy, and love. He had connected across worlds, reaching a heart that could not see him, proving that the human spirit was extraordinary. Lyra took his hand, her eyes glowing softly. Tomorrow she will awaken fully, and then you will see the true power of your heart, how it can unite lives and worlds. Elias nodded. The stars outside the station's walls sparkled with promise. He had touched a life without sight, without words, and without physical presence. And in doing so, he had proven something greater than anything he had achieved before. The human heart could reach beyond the impossible, and somewhere within the cocoon, Lyra's mother felt it, the warmth, the courage, and the unwavering honesty of Elias's heart. She could not see him, yet she knew him, and that was all that mattered. The morning sun, or what felt like a sun on this distant station, cast soft golden light across the chamber. Captain Elias Arden stood near the glowing platform, his heart calm but full of anticipation. Today was the day Lyra's mother would awaken fully. After passing the trial of heart and completing the ceremony beyond sight, Elias had formed a connection strong enough for her to recognize him, not with eyes, but with her heart. Lyra, glowing softly, stepped forward. She is ready, she said. Today she will feel everything you have shown her. Today she will awaken. Elias took a deep breath. He had traveled across stars, faced dangers beyond imagination, and endured challenges that tested both body and spirit. Yet none of that compared to this moment. The possibility of touching a life through the heart, connecting without sight, and building a bond across species and worlds. He stepped onto the platform, closing his eyes as Lyra instructed. The soft hum of energy filled the chamber, growing warmer and brighter with each heartbeat. He felt it again, the subtle pulse of her heart, steady but hesitant. Today he would strengthen that pulse, showing her courage, care, and hope. Focus on your heart, Lyra said softly. Let her feel everything that matters. Show her your memories, your courage, your dreams. She will understand. She is ready? Elias obeyed, closing his eyes tightly. He sent warmth, bravery, and kindness through the connection. He shared memories of Earth, rivers, mountains, cities, and the faces of loved ones. He shared moments of courage and compassion, times when he had helped others, stood against danger, and offered hope. Slowly, he poured his heart into the bond, letting every emotion flow freely. The cocoon surrounding Lyra's mother glowed brighter, shimmering with golden light. Threads of energy wove between them, wrapping around Elias and the cocoon in a delicate tapestry. He felt her respond, not with words, but with emotions brushing against his own. Curiosity, understanding, and the faint stirrings of recognition. She knows you, Lyra whispered, her voice full of excitement. She feels your heart fully. Now she will awaken. Elias focused harder, sending reassurance and patience into the connection. He let her know that he would not abandon her, that he respected and cherished her, and that he had come across the stars to reach her heart. The energy in the chamber intensified, responding to the depth of their bond. Then slowly the cocoon began to shift. The golden threads of light pulsed like a heartbeat, wrapping around her as she opened her eyes, or more accurately, the eyes that had been closed for so long. They were human eyes, filled with confusion at first, then slowly understanding. Elias stepped back slightly, unsure what she would see. Lyra's mother looked at him, not in sight but in recognition. Her gaze, though faintly bewildered, held the understanding that he had come for her, that he had proven his heart, and that she could trust him. "I feel you," she whispered softly, her voice trembling but strong. "I cannot see, but I know you. I feel your courage, your care, your honesty. You have reached me where no one else could." Elias felt a surge of relief and joy. "I am here," he said gently. "I promised your daughter I would help you, and I will stay with you, wherever you wish to go." Lyra ran forward, her small hands glowing as she touched the threads of energy connecting her mother to Elias. "Mother," she cried, her voice full of joy. "You know him. You feel him. He is brave and kind, and he came to save you." Lyra's mother smiled softly, a tear sliding down her cheek. "I feel him, Lyra. I feel his heart. He is extraordinary." Elias stepped closer, carefully letting the bond continue without overwhelming her. He felt her warmth, her trust, and the gentle strength that had been hidden while she was in stasis. He realized that this moment was more than recognition. It was the beginning of a partnership built on courage, care, and empathy. "You have shown me the power of the human heart," she said softly, reaching toward him. "Not through sight, not through words, but through feelings, patience, and trust. I understand now why your species is special." Elias smiled, feeling a warmth that went beyond the chamber. Humans had always relied on technology, weapons, and physical senses, but here, the strength of emotion, courage, and empathy had created a bridge across the impossible. This was HFY at its purest, the human heart shining among the stars. Lyra hugged her mother tightly, her eyes glowing brighter than ever. "We are together again," she said. "And now we can explore the universe not alone but with him by our side." Elias watched, feeling humbled and proud. He had come to this distant station as a visitor, uncertain and cautious. Now he was part of something greater, a connection that united species, hearts, and worlds. Over the next hours, he and Lyra's mother continued to strengthen the bond. He shared memories, hopes, and dreams while she responded with feelings, recognition, and curiosity. Each heartbeat, each pulse of light wove their hearts together further. By the end, it was clear. Their connection was unbreakable. Lyra stepped back, her voice full of pride. "The bond is complete. You have reached her heart fully. Now you will explore together. Humans and Erethians can do great things when they trust each other." Elias looked around the chamber. The walls shimmered with soft golden light. The hum of energy filled the space with warmth, and he felt a deep sense of purpose. Humanity had proven itself not through machines or weapons, but through courage, kindness, and empathy. That was the true power of their hearts. He turned to Lyra's mother. "We can explore the stars together," he said softly. "We can learn, discover, and face challenges side by side. I will protect and care for you just as I promised." She nodded, her expression filled with trust and warmth. "I feel it, Elias. I feel your heart. And I know that together we can face anything." Lyra clapped her small hands, her golden eyes sparkling. "Mother, Elias, we are ready for the future. We will travel the stars, discover new worlds, and show the universe the strength of hearts that care, love, and believe." Elias smiled, feeling a sense of fulfillment unlike any other. Humans had reached for the stars before, but now, he realized that the true journey was not only outward but inward into hearts, courage, and empathy that could unite even the most distant worlds. As the station's hum filled the air, Elias looked out at the planet below. Lush green forests, rivers sparkling like silver threads, and mountains rising proudly into the sky reminded him of Earth. Humanity had come far, but this moment showed that their true strength lay in their hearts. Lyra's mother turned to him. "You have shown me something extraordinary," she said softly. "Humans can shine in ways no technology can match. Your courage, care, and empathy are unmatched. That is why we are here together." Elias felt his chest swell with pride and hope. Humanity had always strived to explore, to learn, and to protect, but this was proof that humans could touch lives, unite worlds, and build connections beyond imagination. The golden threads of energy in the chamber pulsed gently, a symbol of trust, courage, and unity. Elias, Lyra, and her mother stood together, connected not by sight or words, but by the pure, unbreakable bond of the heart. "This is just the beginning," Elias said softly. "The stars are wide, The universe is full of wonders, and together we can reach them all. Lyra's mother smiled, her eyes shining. And together we will. Humanity and Erythians united by hearts that care, hearts that are brave and hearts that shine. Elias looked at Lyra and her mother, feeling the extraordinary truth of their connection. Humans had reached the stars, but more importantly, they had proven the power of courage, empathy, and love. That was what made them special. That was what would guide them into a future full of hope, discovery, and unity. As the chamber glowed softly around them, Elias knew that this was more than a bond. It was a new dawn. A dawn where human hearts could shine among the stars, bridging worlds, uniting species, and showing that courage and care were the greatest forces in the universe. And somewhere in the gentle hum of the station, the hearts of three beings, human and Erythian, beat together in harmony. They could not see each other fully, but they could feel, understand, and trust. That was enough. The stars outside sparkled, promising endless adventures, discoveries, and moments of courage. Elias, Lyra, and her mother stepped forward together, ready to face the universe with hearts brave, caring, and united. And in that moment, humanity had proven its greatest strength, the human heart.